Breaking news just into the newsroom. At least one person is dead after a crash near the Twin Cities. The State Patrol says a driver ran off a road in Wright County just before midnight last night, vaulted and came to rest against a sign on the road. A 28-year-old woman and 8-year-old child from Montrose, Minnesota were in the car, but the police report doesn't say if one or both were killed. New this morning, a 76-year-old North Dakota woman is being treated for serious injuries after crashing her pickup into a rock pile and then being stranded for several hours until someone spotted the accident. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says Sharon Forsman lost control of her vehicle early yesterday morning near the town of Tioga out in western North Dakota, drove into a stubble field and then into a ditch before hitting the rock pile. Troopers say she got out of the pickup and stayed by it overnight until someone found her later that morning. The truck ended up catching fire and is a total loss. Forsman was taken to the Tioga Hospital, then airlifted to Minot. Police are investigating a drive-by shooting in Bismarck, but have not yet made any arrests. Someone fired at least 2 rounds from a moving vehicle at another car. It happened around 1:30 yesterday morning. One bullet hit the car, but neither the man nor the woman inside the car were hurt. Police believe it was a targeted attack. 2 people are in the hospital after a high-speed chase that started in Fargo and ended with a crash in Moorhead. It started just before 10 Saturday night on I-94 near the university exit in Fargo. A trooper attempted to stop a car for speeding, but the driver took off with speeds as fast as 120 miles an hour. The car continued into Moorhead, then lost control near one of the first exits. Both people in the car were thrown out of the vehicle. A 34-year-old man landed in the median, and a 43-year-old woman, who police say was driving, ended up in the westbound lanes of I-94. Both were taken to the hospital. Charges are pending. A man is facing DUI after crashing a car into a garage. Police say 41-year-old Markeith McCullough hit a closed garage door, pushed an overhead door into the garage, and then hit 2 vehicles that were parked inside. It happened around midnight yesterday, just off of 50th Avenue South. Officers say he also hit a city light pole. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt. It was a tense situation in North Moorhead after a call of shots fired in one family's home. Police were called around 6:30 yesterday morning about the shooting in the 2500 block of 6th Avenue North, where family members said a man had fired a gun into the floor during an argument. Officers made several attempts to make contact with the suspect, but they were unsuccessful. They decided to leave after a 2-hour standoff out of concern that their presence could escalate the incident into an even more dangerous situation. Then around 10 in the morning, the man called police to turn in his guns. He was not arrested. The New York Port Authority is confirming a bomb threat on a plane at JFK Airport. You can see the commotion as emergency vehicles surrounded the plane after it landed safely last night. Once on the ground, police worked to quickly and safely deplane passengers. Officials say one runway was closed for the investigation, but the airport remained open and flights were operating without delays. It's unclear who may have made that threat. Let's get a check now of our first alert storm team forecast. 7 minutes before 7, and I know Lisa has been tracking some foggy areas this morning. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. That's right. It's been a foggy start for our neighbors in Minnesota, our viewers there dealing with the fog. And we're actually looking in Fargo right now off to the east, southeast here this morning. And we've got clear skies overhead in the FM Metro. But if you look off along the horizon, you could see that thin layer of foggy conditions, those low-level clouds impacting our viewers in the east here this morning. And it's causing some issues. We've got a dense fog advisory that's in effect until 11 o'clock this morning. We are seeing some visibility reports coming in at about 1/4 of a mile or less. And so, that's when we become extra concerned about that fog really having some impacts on travel for visibility, but also with temperatures below freezing. We're concerned about some icy patches on the roadways. That fog deposits. It's called freezing fog, and it deposits on those colder surfaces, not just on those bridges and colder roads, but also on your vehicles too. So you may have some frost to start off your day with on your windshield this morning too. But you can see our visibility reports are coming in less than a mile in Lakes Country down to Wheaton, back up through Bemidji, and then back up to Roseau as well. So again, it's our viewers in Minnesota that are really being impacted by this. If you're along the Red River River and west, you're more likely to be reporting some clear skies and some good visibility at this point in time. So this fog's going to affect us through the morning. As the sun comes up in about an hour from now, we'll start to see those conditions improve as the temperatures start rising. Here's a look at our bus stop forecast. Depending on where you are, of course, you may start with some fog, but overall, quiet conditions here this morning. Temperatures below freezing into the teens and 20s. It's 21 right now in Fargo. This afternoon, sunshine for everybody, and we're talking temperatures that are going to be nice and mild again. Some 30s to some 40s, a high of 45. Getting off the bus in Fargo Moorhead. We have mild weather continuing for several days, but as you see behind me, we've got that chance for some snow and much cooler air taking over for the end of the week.
Okay, it was bound to happen. It's the second week of December, but a nice day today. Thank you, Lisa. Millions of people in California are waking up this morning to sweeping stay-at-home orders aimed at curbing the latest surge in coronavirus cases. The restrictions affect large parts of Central and Southern California, including LA and San Diego. Gathering with anyone besides household members will be forbidden, and countless businesses will be closed or reduced in capacity. San Francisco Bay Area officials preemptively imposed their own shutdown. Great Britain has started distributing the Pfizer COVID vaccine to hospitals, and the first doses will be given tomorrow to 3 different groups: people over 80, frontline healthcare workers, and nursing home staff and residents. The vaccine was approved for emergency use by Britain last week. President Donald Trump says his personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, has tested positive for COVID-19. The president tweeted the news yesterday, saying in part, "Get better soon, Rudy." Just this past Wednesday, Giuliani was making the president's case in front of the Michigan House Oversight Committee regarding the election results. And as you can see in this video, he was not wearing a mask. Late last night, Giuliani tweeted that he was, quote, "getting great care and feeling good, recovering quickly." Investigators are still looking for the cause of a massive 3-alarm fire over the weekend in North Fargo. Flames and smoke poured from the building at 1420 First Avenue North Saturday afternoon. It took firefighters about 5 hours to get it under control. There's still no word on the cause of death of a man whose body was found over the weekend in the Northern Valley. Grand Forks police were called to the Budget Inn Express just off of Gateway Drive Saturday afternoon for a welfare check on a man in one of the rooms. The identity of the man is not being released until family is notified. Officials say no more information is being released right now. Students at Wahpeton High School are using creative ways to help a family in need. Members of the school's leadership team have organized a silent auction for Broden Frolic, a Lidgerwood teenager who was seriously hurt in a rollover crash at the end of November. The students will be auctioning off baskets full of donated items, and people will be able to help them by bidding on those items through the school district's Facebook page. All of the proceeds will go to the Frolic family. The teacher who leads this club says she's proud of how her students have found this opportunity to help.
These guys take charge with this and move forward with something that they are taking ownership for.
The auction will begin on December 10th. The American Academy of Pediatrics is now telling kids and teens to wear cloth face coverings during sports practices and during the games. The agency says face coverings have been shown to decrease the spread of COVID-19 and are, quote, well tolerated by the majority of people who wear them for exercise. Doctors say masks are especially important during indoor sports. However, masks should not be worn during cheerleading or gymnastics because it may get caught on objects or impair vision. The North Dakota Health Department is reminding people of the car seat safety check options available during this pandemic. There is a face-to-face option where a caregiver and a certified child passenger safety technician are both wearing masks. People can also get help virtually if you would like to do that over Zoom or even just by doing a phone call with them.
4 out of 5 car seats are misused. So knowing that face-to-face contact is less popular right now, we just want people to know that there's other alternatives.
For more information on car seat safety, you can call the North Dakota Department of Health Child Passenger Safety Program. That number's up on your screen right now, 701-328-4533. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question: in a new survey, 2,000 adults were asked to name the top things they're looking forward to during the holidays this year. And this came in at number 1. The answer? Going nowhere, staying home, and not traveling. No pressure to go anywhere. Remember, you can play along every weekday morning by heading to our Valley News Live Facebook page. That's where we post the question. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but remember, the Valley Today rolls on. Join us right now for more live, up-to-the-minute news and weather on the Fargo CW.